everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you everything that we ate on our recent Disneyland Paris trip in November 2021. We had a few snacks and ate at some of the restaurants in Disneyland Paris, and I'm going to share that with you today. There was a Starbucks on site in Disney's Cheyenne Hotel, so some mornings we got a hot chocolate and different breakfast items, which you'll see throughout the video. But on the first morning, as it was around lunchtime when we got there, we decided to have a toasty and some hot drinks as well. I would have had a hot chocolate, and my mum, I think, imagined she would have had a latte, and we had a couple of toasties. Our first sit-down meal was actually at Silver Spur Steakhouse, and that was in the Disneyland Park. It's a set meal really that you can choose: starter, main course and dessert, or a starter and a main course. We opted for the starter and the main course as we didn't really fancy any desserts. And the starter which I went for was the cowboy platter, but I did make some amendments to it because I didn't like some of the things that were on there. But as you can see, this was the cowboy platter. And then for the main, I went for the ribs and my mum went for the chicken. We both really enjoyed this food. We actually went there for the steak, but they actually ran out of steak by the time our reservation was, so that's why we opted for the dishes that we did. We weren't told this on check-in, but I saw in a Clary Tales vlog that if you're staying in one of the Disney hotels, you can actually get a free hot drink from the vending machines in some of the buildings. We did have to go to another Cheyenne building. There wasn't a machine where our room was, so we actually went to another building in Cheyenne, and there was a coffee machine there which also did hot chocolates, so we decided to get a hot drink at the end of our first day. Next day we were back in the Disneyland Park, and again we went with ribs for lunch, which normally I don't really have ribs at all, but on this trip I seem to take a liking to them, and we went to the Cowboy Cookout. As there wasn't a long line there and we were going to the Lion King show after. The portion size was really good and we really liked it, and a bonus of going there was that actually there was a character spot meet and greet right outside, so I think obviously it was Goofy, as you can see, but also Pluto was there as well. We didn't really snack too much on this trip, but we did end up trying a few of the holiday Christmas snacks. So I had a Christmas cookie, chocolate cookie, and my mum just went with a plain ring donut. The cookie was very nice actually, and it was chocolate chips in it, not nuts. We booked the trip quite last minute, and I was really shocked and happy to see that I could get a Manhattan restaurant reservation in the Marvel Hotel. We were really excited for this, and it was kind of our splurge meal as it is a bit more expensive dining here. We decided to go for the set menu, which was €42 for 3 courses, which we were happy with because it was a really nice restaurant and the food was really nice. As you can see, the table was decorated nicely. We were given some bread with olive oil to start, and then we both went for the minestrone soup as our starter, and we both had the lasagna as well as our main, which was really yummy and a really big portion. And again, we both had tiramisu as the dessert, and as you can see, it was quite a large portion as well. We were very full when we left the restaurant, and it was a really nice meal. It felt like a real treat on the trip, so I would highly recommend going to one of the restaurants in the Marvel Hotel. The next morning we got a Starbucks, and you had it as we walked into the park. We were quite full from the night before, to be honest, at the Marvel Hotel, so I think we just grabbed a snack and a hot drink and headed to the parks. We actually went to the Disney Studios park for opening the next day, and we decided to try some of the Christmas stalls that they had near the Ratatouille ride. I'm not sure if they're there all year round or whether it was just during the Christmas period, but they had lots of different cakes and snacks, and we actually had a lovely, it was a kind of like a pumpkin soup, and that was really filling and really nice, a different kind of food for theme park day, but it kept us warm and kept us going for the day, which was nice. After we'd spent time in the Studios park, we then headed back over to the Disneyland park and went into the bakery, which is on the right hand side, I think, as you go off Main Street. There's loads of sweets and everything in there, and they actually have somewhere which sells, you know, different things like cake pops, cakes, cookies, stuff like that. I went for a Mickey cake pop, and it was all chocolate cake in the middle, and I think my mum went for a lemon fudge, which was very thick and heavy, but she enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the cake pop. It's a very nice cake pop and very filling, and I think from memory it was around €5 for the cake pop, but don't quote me on that. We decided to try the Skyline bar. When we visited the Manhattan restaurant, the line was out the door and really long, so we went for opening for the Skyline bar. We got there about 4:45 and it opened at 5, so we just waited until it opened, and we were the first ones in on this day. There's lots of variety of items that you can get: drinks, cocktails, coffees. We decided to go for cocktails. As you can see, it's a lovely space to have a sit down, a nice drink. They brought over some nuts in packets that you could have alongside your drink. My mum went for the classic mojito, and I think mine was a Hulk kind of drink. It was a special mojito for the Marvel Hotel, so that was really, really cool. We really enjoyed the Skyline bar and felt that it's a really nice addition to the hotel and something different, especially if you wanted a bit of a treat drink. Right after we'd had a lovely cocktail, which I can't remember the price, they weren't that cheap, but we didn't expect them to be cheap, to be honest. We decided then to head over to Five Guys, which is just outside of the Disney Village, and kept it classy with Five Guys milkshakes and a burger and chips. We hadn't actually had a burger the whole trip, and it went down a treat, and we were full up then, and we made it back to the room ready for our final day the next day. We sat outside the morning of our checkout day as we handed our bags in so that we didn't have to carry them around the parks and everything. Had a Starbucks and just, thought about the trip that we'd had. I went for a chocolate loaf as I didn't fancy a chocolate croissant this day. And thought we're on holiday, so why not? And then I also did get a muffin to go, as well as the chocolate chip muffins are really tasty. I don't know why they taste better than at home, but they were really good, so I would recommend the chocolate chip muffins from Starbucks when you go. And that's actually everything that we ate in Disneyland Paris. We didn't do that much snacking compared to when we go to any of the other theme parks. We were just on the go, really. We do have another trip planned for later in the year, so hopefully I'll be able to show you some of the 30th anniversary treats that they have on offer, and we might do less sit-down meals and more snacks to see, all the snacks that are available in Disneyland Paris. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.